I've delved deep into the pits of the internet. The armpits, if you will. Essentially scrolled too far on TikTok. Left YouTube autoplay on for too long. I have come out of this a changed man. Urine therapy is the next snake oil to cure cancer. Just take a swig of your processed water. You know, the stuff that your body rejects but doesn't absorb. That stuff. It'll cure you. Or at least according to the guru.
How does one get started? Because obviously I've heard a lot of anecdotes of people curing their cancer. And so how pure does one need to be to start to get into it? Can they be on massive amounts of medical drugs and still drink their urine?
Yes. The real question everybody is asking. How many drugs can I take before I can't drink my urine anymore?
Still drink their urine and gain benefits.
That's really interesting. And it's such an important question because they're the big natural question marks that people should have because you want to look at contraindications. Am I going to hurt myself? Do no harm, right? So in the information we give, we should do no harm. We should make sure we're giving people precautions and warn them where we need to and things like that. And I'd certainly give any warning. I mean, what am I selling? Urine, like?
The old urine marketplace. There's old Johnny with his peppermint flavored urine, and Miss Martha. Hers is savory yet spicy, but Mr. Harold over there, his is the best. I heard he laces his with cocaine. Feels like magic.
The only contraindication for urine therapy is your kidneys not working. That doesn't mean even low functioning kidneys or kidneys that are struggling. But if the kidneys do not work and produce a filtrate, then urine is no longer in that sense safe to eat or drink, sorry.
You do realize it's what your body rejects, right? If it was meant to be absorbed in the first place, then why wouldn't your body do that already?
In that sense, safe to eat or drink, sorry. And the reason why I just accidentally said the word eat is because if you look at what people eat and you go and let's go out for dinner, let's go to a steakhouse. And then, how would you like to order your meat? And then you say, oh, let's get a medium rare or rare. Okay, now you're just basically straight up drinking blood.
What? That can't be true. Pee's not blood, right? Ultrafiltrate generated by the glomerulus has all the constituents of the blood plasma except protein and RBC. Okay, so it's not blood, but it has some properties of blood, except protein, which is exactly why we eat meat.
Now you're just basically straight up drinking blood, whereas urine is plasma ultrafiltrate, which is plasma blood, ultrafiltered blood. And even if your kidney's like pretty messed up, they're still trying to produce a filtrate. They're trying to filter this, and it's pushing, like, your body is basically, these nephrons are small, tiny tubes that the water and the blood is being pressed through to produce this pure water.
Pee is not pure water. Pee is the water that your body rejects. Sweat and blood are more safe to drink than pee. Sweat and tears is what your body deems fit enough, deems safe enough to use in and on your body. Most of what this guy says next is basically rambling and saying the same things over and over. So I'm going to move on to the guy that was asking the question in the first place. He is a health nut, as he puts it. And from what I've gathered, he doesn't do too many outrageous and gross things, mostly just the pee stuff, but he doesn't do that a lot. He mostly just spews out general advice that he finds online, maybe an actual helpful fact here and there, but he also does a lot of sponsorships.
5 foods to avoid. Number 1, processed food.
God, why is he yelling at me? I don't like that. Avoid processed food. Stop yelling at me. I don't know what I did wrong.
Gluten is a major trigger for most people. Go gluten-free for 30 to 60 days and see where it takes you.
Mostly just general advice, but we're here to see his pee therapy in action, so here we go.
Today we are talking about the ancient art of Shivambu, aka urine therapy. Now this therapy is not right for everyone. It's very esoteric and it takes a Jedi mind trick to get over your conditioning, your industrial age school system, your propaganda programming, etc.
Yes, the propaganda programming of knowing what your body decides to reject. I feel like I should take a page out of this guy's book, start making shit tacos and vomit soups. Really put all those good things that my body clearly enjoyed back into it.
And so I've talked about it a lot of my interviews, they like to use it as clickbait. I get it. It's very intriguing. It grosses some people out. Other people, the PP people?
No. No, please don't say that. The way you're saying it,
Love it. So this video is for you guys because the pee-pee people are always asking me to do more videos on pee-pee.
Just stop.
I like to teach from a position of experience, right? We can only teach from exactly where we are at. And so this is my practice. This is not my advocation to you that you should practice it.
I'm not telling you to do it, but here's all the reasons you should do it.
I've been practicing this for the better part of the last 20 years. And so this particular situation right here, this is aged urine.
Ew.
This is about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, give or take. It's got that nice brown tint to it. And then, of course, oof, gnarly. Smells like ammonia.
You know, if you Google if ammonia is good for you, it says it can literally kill you, but only in extreme cases. In other cases, it says it can severely harm you. Fun.
I don't always drink this, but the research that I've shown is it's good for parasites, it's good for your gut microbiome.
So what research have you done? Seriously. I can't find it anywhere.
It's gnarly, so it's going to have that element of power. But I have it open and we're talking about it, so of course we can drink a little bit and see what happens.
Just imagine he drinks it and then just collapses and then gets back up after a few minutes and it's like, ooh. Oh, see, that was really good for me. It really balanced my core out.
The first thing that we get is it's very gnarly smelling. However, once it goes on your skin, when you get some sunlight on it, I like to ride my bike, put it on my body, either lay out here at the pool or put it on my body and go out for a ride in my bike, even when it's 110, 115.
You know, I can only imagine how bad this guy smells and how many people avoid him in public, especially when he does that. And I say I can only imagine because I probably couldn't smell him if I wanted to. Seriously, my sniffer is broken.
I mean, I know how powerful this is for me. It's not the greatest tasting delicacy on the planet, but it's kind of like eating oysters.
Ah, yes. Pee is like oysters. I don't know because I've never had oysters. I probably wouldn't like them anyways.
I know it's good for me. It's loaded with minerals, cell salts, amino acids, stem cells, antigens, antibodies.
So he lists all these things that he says is good for you that's in it. Surprisingly, I found out that may not be the case. He doesn't say what minerals are in it. I personally don't want to end up finding out that there's aluminum and arsenic in my pee and then just drinking it because that would be very bad. I couldn't find if any cell salts were actually in his pee. I'm sure that there is some sort of salt in pee, but unless he's taking straight cell salts, I don't know how true that is. Apparently, with stem cells, they're a bit risky, especially if you don't know which stem cells that you are taking. So I guess they could be good for you, but they could also be very bad for you. At this point, I honestly feel like he's just saying keywords that will just grab your attention, and in a way, it feels like he's hoping that some of it's actually in it.
But the way I like to use it ultimately is topically. So you put a little bit in your hand there, and then you just rub it on your skin.
Okay, I think that's enough of that. The rest of the video is just him bathing in it, putting it very close to his eyes, possibly in it. In a normal person, it would cause pink eye, but something tells me he may not be a normal person, and maybe him applying this to himself on a more regular basis than most people would probably somehow made him immune to pink eye. He does say later that he doesn't do this often, which does not, as a consumer, it does not make me want to try it, seeing as he clearly doesn't trust the product enough to use it on a regular basis. He also tries to pee on camera and fails. This next one is very interesting, actually, because he contradicts himself a little bit.
I shook this one up already because typically it has some type of residue.
I don't really want to look up what that is, but I really don't think it's good, and it doesn't seem like he knows what it is. And it doesn't seem like he wants to look it up either.
Now, the folklore behind this is it has HGH, stem cells, amino acids, minerals.
It's now folklore, where as before, and I think before was newer, he said that it had things in it, but now he's saying that it may have things in it. It's very important.
The feeling that I get from it is amazing. And then it makes my skin look golden orange, kind of.
I wonder why. It couldn't have anything to do with the fact that pee stains things, right?
There you go, sharing another one of my esoteric practices. Don't try this at home unless you're a certified health nut too.
So if I'm not a health nut, I would assume if I tried doing something like this, I would be instantly set ablaze and thrown into the fires of hell.
Fly, you fools!
Clearly, we know that pee is a waste product, and they know that too, and they kind of talk about that and make an argument of how this waste product is not exactly a waste product, and how science apparently has proved it to be non-harmful, even though science literally has proved it to be harmful. We'll talk about that later.
What is it that we're seeing in urine? Because I'm no fool. I understand I've had it, not a million, but I've had a lot of urine tests done and I've seen toxins in my urine, quote unquote. If I'm saying it's not waste product, then what is this that I'm looking at? What are these markers? And I'll tell you what they are. They're actually metabolites. They're not the waste product themselves. They're a signature of that waste product. It's a metabolic form of that product, which the body has converted.
So I looked it up. Is pee metabolized? As a biological waste material, urine typically contains metabolic breakdown products from a wide range of food, drinks, drugs, environmental contaminants, endogenous waste metabolites, and bacterial byproducts. Many of these compounds are poorly characterized and poorly understood. This is from the National Institutes of Health official website. So this is science right here. So it's also like he reads the same stuff that we do, but then he changes a little bit of something here, a little bit of something there, and hopes nobody notices.
So the body actually can process something and transmutate it and change it into another substance that has the same structure and will score the same. So it will actually say this has all the markers of mercury, this has all the markers of aluminum, but it's actually not that substance. And even if somebody was to try to somehow come up with the fact that no, it is the same substance, it's in a form that is non-harmful, which has been proven by science.
Okay, so how the fuck is mercury non-harmful to you? I looked it up and this is true. Mercury is very dangerous in any state, any form, any amount. So don't fuck with it. And he basically says if these harmful things that have been proven by science that are harmful are found to be proven in pee, he's going to make arguments on how they are still non-harmful to you, which is not how that works.
When you see people that are completely mercury poisoned and you see that in their urine, instead of having massive amounts of urine, if they're mercury poisoned and urine is an elimination system.
Urine is what is eliminated. It's not an elimination system. I don't know where else other eliminated things go. Probably your shit. And I mean, dude, if you want to drink pee, go all for it. Just get all the bad stuff out of it. That's literally what we do in society. We're just refiltering pee a lot of the times. That's what tap water is. That is filtered pee. So I don't remember looking this up because I looked up something entirely different, which said that any amount of mercury was dangerous. But apparently, the Environmental Protection Agency states that 0.045 micrograms of mercury per pound of body weight per day is the maximum safe dose of mercury. So I guess there is some form of mercury that is safe, but that's not what I was looking at before. That's interesting. It kind of just showed up in my documents. Maybe when you look this up, Google changed what they showed me to make it more accurate, which is a lot nicer. I got more accurate information. Still not drinking mercury. So we've seen the arguments for urine therapy. Let's look at the arguments against. I found this great YouTube video, and it has proven data, proven science, cites their sources, unlike all these other guys.
You've seen it in movies and heard it a bunch of times, perhaps even from doctors. Urine is sterile, right? Right? Wrong, actually. Researchers at Loyola University have presented yet another study about bacteria in your pee. Urine is composed of 95% water. The remaining 5% contain over 3,000 compounds, most of which are your kidneys disposing of waste. This includes extra nitrogen from the liver in the form of urea. Too much sodium causes dehydration, and too much potassium can cause a heart attack. Urine also contains trace amounts of acidic toxins toxins from your kidneys and bacteria. The idea that urine is sterile simply isn't true. When you drink your urine, you put back into your body all the waste that it was trying to dispel, thereby forcing your body to reprocess it. With each successive cycle of pee, there's more and more waste, and continuing to drink it will quickly take a toll on your body as the toxins build up and your body becomes more, not less, dehydrated. Urine therapy is an ancient practice where people drink their own urine to cure diseases and cancer. They also use it to moisturize their face and fight wrinkles. It's a practice that's been around for thousands of years. Urologists in the American Cancer Society say that there's no data behind it though. So in other words, if you have cancer, you should probably see a doctor instead of drinking a nice warm glass of your own pee.
So I'm going to cut that up a little bit for retention and everything. But I'm going to link this in the description of this video. You know, check it out for yourself. So yeah, there you have it. Don't drink urine unless you have to. And even then, it's probably not that great. Remember, do all the research yourself. Don't rely on me for the research, because I did very basic research. I just looked up a couple keywords and stuff like that. If you like this video, click on one of these. They're not weird. I swear. Okay, bye.